Hey guys, so I've decided to put together a vlog together with some pretty good friends that are helping me create some content around my life and training and coaching, and we've done so to give you guys an insight on my journey towards trying to become one of the fittest CrossFitters on earth, and also hopefully give you guys a lot of tools and things you can use in your own training. I also hope that this vlog can inspire some of you to work out harder and maybe reach a little bit higher with your goals. Last week on my Instagram, we put out that we wanted to start the vlog with a Q&A, so I put up that people can send me questions, and in this vlog we're just going to be answering a bunch of those questions. And if you like the vlog, please hit subscribe and like it so that we can continue producing like lots of cool content for you guys. So the first few questions I've kind of tried to put together as they're quite similar, and they were asking about programming. The first one was, how do you build up training periods, blocks, weeks, and splits? And the next question was quite similar, which was periodization of CrossFit. The way I like to build up the training block is that I like to have a macro overview of 3 months where we know what we're trying to lead to, and inside those 3 months there's these 3 week microcycles. Typically, like, it changes depending on where we are in the season. Like now, we don't know when the season will resume, so my microcycle is a bit larger, but normally it would be like 3 weeks, and it would go through like a volume accumulation phase of 3 weeks, move over to intensification for 3 weeks, and then I would do like a blend phase where I bridge the two. So that would be like a sport specific phase. And I kind of just cycle through those 3 different ones over and over again. I could periodicize one movement inside the block, so it wouldn't necessarily need to be the whole block that's leading towards one thing. So I kind of look at every section of the program and build structures for each of them. So for my strength, can run through a certain cycle, whereas my gymnastics might just continue to be like a volume accumulation cycle over and over and over again. My running might be, similar in that sense. So I look at every single section of the training and kind of build the build-ups there, and they might be a little bit different. My own training is built up with 3 sessions a day, pretty much every single day except for Sunday, where I only have 1 or 2 easier sessions. It goes like this in terms of like every morning session starts like 9 a.m. and the morning session is typically conditioning training, and we'll work different heart rate zones. So I'll have like 3 zone 2 or 4 zone 2 sessions. I'll have 1 or 2 high aerobic sessions, would be like sitting at the aerobic threshold, like high zone 3, zone 4, and then I would have 1 or 2 sprints. My afternoon sessions are always strength and weightlifting biased. I'd have around 2 push and pull days, 2 squat days, 1 snatch, 1 clean and jerk, and then I would have 1 deadlift where I do unilateral lower body work. My PM sessions, the last session of the day, is typically around 5 or 6 p.m. And 3 of the days it's metcons. 1 day is like 1 to 3 minute threshold, 1 is 4 to 7 minutes, and 1 is 7 to 11 minutes. They'll have different biases depending on where I'm in the season and what I feel like needs more work. So a workout can be more barbell cycling biased, it can be more gymnastic biased, it can be more couplet focused or triplet focused. It all depends on how I perform at different qualifiers and competitions. The other 3 days of the week, the third session will be gymnastics and core bias. So it will just be a lot of strict gymnastics together with lots of like super basic core work that I like to do. And then on the 7th day there won't be a third session. So on the 7th day it's just 30 to 60 minutes zone 2 in the morning, followed by 30 to 60 minutes of just mobility and movement work. So that's pretty much how I structure my own training. I hope that that answers that questions. I think just in terms of blocks and weeks and splits, it's very athlete dependent because it varies on, how much can an athlete train, where are they, training wise in terms of what are their level in the different aspects. If you have a weightlifter, then yeah, you can periodicize more because you can just focus on, other aspects of their training. Um, I have one question. Hey, have you thought about working from home? Yes, I have, and I have been for the past year. So we've tried to set up a pretty cool home workspace here, and we have the gym at home as well. So consider that my work, and yeah, we've been working home, and it makes it a lot easier in terms of being able to manage both relationship, training, and work, as everything is kind of in one setting. Um, what do you think about height body weight ratio in CrossFit performance? Is it important? I think I don't think it's a relevant thought process, to be honest. It's like the talk about genetics. Most people have kind of decided that, the talk of genetics and how tall or how much you weigh isn't really that important because you've decided you want to go for it after your goals. I think that, we've seen a lot of different sizes at the CrossFit Games, so it's difficult to say which size is the best, and it's very difficult to see. I do think that larger athletes will have a larger benefit across the board in terms of success in the sport. Uh, I have one question here. What is a benchmark 20-minute max average watt test on a biker for a male and female sanction level athlete? So that's the FTP test, the functional threshold power test on the bike, where you have to bike as hard as you can for 20 minutes and you score the average watts. I don't have a lot of data on females, so I'm only going to talk for males here. I think a good score is 300 plus. The biggest score I've seen is, I think, 352. So I think if you're a games level athlete, I think you're looking at something up around that 340 to 360. My personal goal is try to get a 355 to 360 in 9 weeks. So maybe we'll make a vlog on that, how that goes. Yeah, so I think 300 plus, and for ladies, probably something around 245 to 255 watts would be a good score. Then someone asked me, what's your opinion on online programming? I think it's pretty good because that's what I do for a living. So yeah, I think I think one of the benefits of online programming is that you get to choose, the coach you want to work with. Your coach can be on the other side of the planet, and you still get to chat with them daily. They still get to get a lot of insight on your training, and they really get to help you. So you can kind of really just choose who you want to work with and get your favorite coach. So I think it's a great thing. I think, on-site or in-person training is super valuable as well. And of course, if you can have both, that's a dream. How to cope with an injury. I think the first thing is that you need to get opinion from a lot of different people to ensure that you have a good and solid answer. I feel like I see a lot of people that get answer from one person, and then unfortunately it's maybe been the wrong answer or misleading, and so it's important to get a lot of different opinions on what's going on, if that's really the case with that specific injury you have. I think the second thing is to assess, okay, what do you really need to do there. Make sure you have a good amount of coaches and people that can help you. If you don't have a large movement library that can help this injury of yours, then make sure you reach out for help. 3, write down all the things that you can do, and then put your focus on them. Focus on developing those aspects. I made the mistake myself before with an elbow injury for like quite a long time, and I realized that instead of just putting all my effort on the elbow, I should have just, focused on also developing all the other aspects of training, so that training could continue to be something fun and something that I will still see some progression in. So I think, not removing focus from the injury, because that also needs some rehab work, but put your focus on the other areas where you can actually improve and really just like work hard there, and that's definitely going to help everything. And also just know that, injuries, it doesn't matter if it's CrossFit or running or whatever, they will come, and it's just a part of, doing sports, and not even doing sports, injuries, they will be there regardless, and it's just about how you're able to handle it. And I think knowing that everyone goes through it is what's going to help you, because I feel like we can often feel that it's just us, it's only happening to us. So everybody has it, and it's going to be okay. Just put your focus on the other areas of your training in the meantime. When did you start CrossFit, and what was your first competition? I started CrossFit in the Open of 2014, where I tried it for the first time. My first competition was the Athlete Games in Manchester in 2015. That was my first individual competition. Biggest weakness in CrossFit? That's probably raw strength, so like 1RM deadlifts or strict press or back squats. I think relative to the rest, I think that would be my my biggest gap. But this Corona time is a pretty good time to try to close that gap and increase those numbers. Are you up to organize a training camp in 2021? Yes, I am indeed. We're still building the gym here. We're gonna get a flooring, a lot bigger rig, and we're getting more barbells and kettlebells and plates and just a bunch of other stuff. We also have the opportunity to expand the gym, because next to the gym there's another room that's 70 square meters, so potentially we'll connect those two rooms so we could have a pretty big training facility. And we're definitely up to arranging quite a lot of like one-on-one coaching or like small training camps for 3 to 5 people who just want to work super hard. And you'll definitely get more info on that once this whole Corona situation has calmed down. When will you get a dog? We really love dogs, so I hope that we'll get one at some stage. I think right now we just moved into the house, and we're just kind of settling in, just we used to live in apartments before and big cities, and I think right now we're just trying to see and learn, taking care of a big garden, and learning how to take care of a house. So I think once that's calmed down a little bit, then we'll definitely think about getting a dog. That's 100%. Someone asked how to build a perfect CrossFit home gym and tour of mine. I will definitely make a vlog on the home gym, which equipment we have, where we got it from, and all those kind of things. I think if you could choose one piece of equipment for your home gym, it would be a sandbag. I think a sandbag is like the most valuable tool, as you can load it as heavy as you like. You can do pretty much everything with it. You can, empty it, bring in a holiday, fill it up at the beach with sand, and it's just one of the most valuable tools. And if not, I think the first piece of equipment for a home gym should be a Concept 2 rower. This question is Danish, but I'll just translate it. If I would like to be a client of yours, how does that work? So the way it works is that we have 3 different packages. We have the online remote coaching, which is individualized. We have No Shortcuts, which is a generic training program that we're gonna be. It's been launched for quite a while, but there's been sitting quite still, so we're gonna try to grow that quite a bit. And then the third option is that we have this train, eat, sleep concept, where people can come for 5 days straight. They train 3 times a day, and in the meantime, like in between training sessions, we just discuss training, nutrition, and anything really related to CrossFit. So that's the 3 packages. If you wish to inquire for any of those, just send me an email or send me a DM on Instagram. You have all the info on my profile. How do you structure your day, balancing work and training? Which tactics do you use for more productivity? My day is structured around the training. I think the number one tip is that you make like a priority list over the most important things that you need to get done. And for me, of course, other than my family and my fiance, training is number one. So the rest is scheduled around it. So I first put my training into my weekly schedule that I make 1 week ahead. And then from there, I put the second priority, which would be work. And then I put the work in around it to fit it. And then third would be more like hobbies or household things and cleaning and stuff like that. So I think preparing for the week ahead, always like making sure you have a detailed plan. I use Google Calendar, you can use, an old school handbook calendar, whatever, but just having an overview is key, especially if you want to train a lot and work. And I'd like to think that I kind of manage to balance both, even though it's difficult at times. But of course it makes it a lot easier when everything is in one place. So I think prioritize what's important and build your weekly schedule 1 week ahead always. That's pretty much it for the questions. Thanks for sending them over, and I hope you like this vlog. And even though it's quite a simple vlog, we have shot a lot of content over the past few weeks, and we're excited to share it with you guys. And if you like the vlog, please like and subscribe so that we continue doing it. And thanks a lot for watching along, and I can't wait to show you more.